here to honor the ones who have passed on, who are currently fighting the battle, who have won the battle, and who have won the battle. I am here because I have a passion to find a cure for this dreadful disease. Thank you. I've been asked to tell my story about how cancer has affected my life. My story began 38 years ago. I had a 2-year-old son. My mother was diagnosed with lung cancer. My father-in-law, within a month, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I was the caregiver for both my father-in-law and my mother, along with taking care of a 2-year-old son. I grew up way too fast because of this disease. At the age of 44, my brother passed away from pancreatic cancer. On June 18th of last year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. That rocks your world. Trust me, everything that I knew at that point in time, my life was changed forever. A team of doctors was gathered, and there is a huge team of doctors. I had to manage my care and make decisions I hoped I would never have to make. I called my trainer, told her she had maybe 6 weeks to get me in the best shape she could get me into before I had my first surgery on August 1st. I chose a double mastectomy. I was notified after the double mastectomy that they did not get clear margins, and also that I did not have 1 tumor, but I had 4 tumors. I had to go back in for surgery in order to get the clear tumors, or to get the clear margins. I ended up having stage 2 cancer. I would end up having 24 chemotherapies, 25 rounds of radiation. In the span of 4 months, I had 4 chemos and 4 surgeries. I attended probably 70 to 80 doctor's appointments in the matter of a few months. It's one reason why the road to recovery is so important. I was lucky. I was able to transport myself or have my caregiver Ian transport me. There's many people out there who don't have that ability, who don't have the option to be able to have transport to all of these doctor's appointments. It's a huge number of appointments, and just keeping track of it, managing your medical care and managing and coordinating all this huge team of doctors is unbelievable. During my battle, my oldest brother was diagnosed with prostate cancer. During my battle, my sister-in-law was diagnosed with squamous cell cancer. The whole time, I was absolutely beyond a doubt so grateful that if I had to get this disease, I got it in this day and age. Many, many years ago, if I had been diagnosed with this disease, it would have been my death sentence. I had a whole team telling me the whole time that this is a bump in the road. You're going to make it. I was and am so thankful to my family, my friends, my caregivers, and my co-workers who supported me through this whole journey. Because of them, I was able to stay in warrior mode when all I wanted to do was go to sleep and not wake up. When deciding to volunteer, I thought long and hard, and I had a lot of time to think long and hard about where I was going to pay it forward, because I was so fortunate to have very good insurance, and I know so many people out there aren't. And I thought, and I thought, and I thought, and I thought back to when my mother had lung cancer. And she had about $10,000 in bills. And in those days, that was a lot of money. And the American Cancer Society came in and paid everything her insurance wouldn't pay, no questions asked. When I was diagnosed, it was the American Cancer Society who called me and asked if they could do anything for me. And then I also thought about it too. You know, it's not about breast cancer. It's about all cancers. And all cancers affect all of us. And it was, I just thought, you know, this is an organization that has that I have personally saw the result of where the donations go. And I thought, that's where I want to pay it forward at. And so here I am tonight. They were the ones who called me. They were the ones who were there. I know that in my journey, my story of cancer is not over. Not in my family. It will be back. And I can only hope that through all the research and dedication of the people that we have here and the people across the nation and the world, that we find a cure for this disease, so that when it does come back in my family, it's minor. It's a bump in the road, and there's a cure for it. And most of all, I want to thank my son. He was there when I needed him most. So let's do our walk.
Oh.
Thank you for sharing your story, Cindy. Our stories are our connection to one another and to this